Hi, welcome back to On the Grids with Candy. So, it's been a minute. So, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that. And Cancer Moon, full moon. I came to do a reading. I only speak, when I'm told to speak from the cosmos. If you're new to my channel. And I have quite the exciting life myself. So, I'm in a new location. I'm over 1,000 miles away from where I was in Colorado. See if I can get it. It was hailing, snowing, and lightning and thundering all at the same time. We're gonna see if I can catch it again. Look at that. Just it came out of nowhere. Snowstorm. And I got here the day before New Year's, or the day before New Year's Eve, and it's super early. I like to get up to see the sunrise. I was just gonna pop in and do a New Year reading. I myself understand that New Year's is in the spring, so but I mean, again, it's just time we're counting and all that, so I have a whole lot of thoughts about all of this. But it is a renewal. Like, it's not quite the renewal, like everything's still winter, it's still dying, so that's why spring is more of there's a lot of, if you want to look it up, a lot of evidence that if you were going to celebrate newness, it would be in spring. But this is the winter one, I guess. Where you set the resolutions. I get that. I don't do it really, but I get that. Like, in all the darkness, right? In all the death, you want to set goals for your life. It can be really healing for a lot of people, but for others, most people, it's just another cycle of misery, right? And that's kind of why I left. I didn't tell anyone where I was going. I just had gotten to the point where I decided, if this, what I was doing at the moment, like, if this is just another, oh God, there's an underbelly, right? And it's shit you can't live with, I was out of there. I was going to be out of there. And I mean, it was fun, and I'm not saying everything there's bad or anything like that. I'm just saying, your life needs that refresher. For me, my life needs that refresher. Like, I can live in small towns for a little while, and I think I did it for like a year and a half. So, but then I have to change the scene, to change the scenery, change the everything, the vibe, Some places, a lot of places in America, when shit gets tough, people just sit and complain about it. They claim they want solutions, and when solution shows up, they're pissed off at it, right? Because if I gotta hear, well, you're young and you can handle it, you're healthy and young and blah, blah, blah. And I used to correct people right away. But I ain't gonna do that. I'm not doing that anymore. It doesn't help. It actually makes things worse when I look at them and, I say, how old are you? And they're like, I'm 52. And I'm like, well, I'm 48 and a half. Just sounds like I'm in competition, but I'm not. I'm trying to show you that it's not a limit. It's not a limit. Then automatically, oh, I have these great genes and I have this great life. No, none of that. If you're new to my channel, you can just watch the last video. I got the lovers, and I just keep shuffling and getting it. So And I love this card because it's about, loving others while also pushing up daisies, right? And doing it together. Nobody has to push all the daisies up on their own, right? Who would want that? I mean, I've met lots of people that do, and I just look at them like, that's a lot of work, right? Like, so you could have some status, and then when you get to the status, now you don't do anything, right? Now everybody else is beneath you while you eat grapes. Like, it's... the audacity, right? I have the audacity to call that shit out, right? I do. And not because of ego, but because of experience, because of living a life filled with trauma, starting as a baby, and horrific trauma, and then still just going through this world. And really, people, I'm too old for this. How old are you? 45? What? Like, I have a ailment, it's just like, yeah, me too. I think everybody does. But does it eat you alive? Does it define you? Or do you still want to keep living? Do you still want to keep moving your body around? Like, people who start acting like they get to a certain age and they can't move. And it's like, no, you told yourself that and now you can't. But there's still a way out. And I know. Because when I was 16, I looked and felt 35. And when I was 35, I looked and felt 15. It is a frame of mind, but it's also what you do. I'm still out here having adventures. So I'm not going to give away where I'm at yet. No. But if you follow my channel, or if you really know who, you really see me, you know where I am. You know where I went. Waking up in Southern Oregon every day has been amazing and a dream come true. Good morning. Because it was the last straw. Last straw, right? And people misunderstand that, the last straw and getting to that last piece of patience. I'm an incredibly patient person. I mean, most people would say that about me. So I'm actually more patient than most. I don't ignore. I literally take in everything and I feel everything, but I have a way of disconnecting how that affects me, but only to a point, because I'm still human. And then I get to a point where I'm like, I'm gonna tell you about yourself. Just you though, and then not you. You're not even worth it, right? Like, I just go through this series of that shit, And after everything that I've been through, even recently, like, just Calamity Jane over here laughing. And some people will be like, you can't just laugh at you can't just laugh at everything. So I have a funny story. So I like the Joker speeches. Like, I like the sound of the voice and the story. Like, I had to write, when I went to college in like 2010 at the, for criminal justice, like forensics and stuff. Like, it was at a police academy, but they were like obsessed with the Joker, and I had to write papers on the Joker, right? So the Joker has like this crazy meaning in my life, based on the papers and the responses that I got, and just whatever. But so with this AI speeches, sometimes I like to listen to them. I find the voice soothing. Well, my cat has decided that he is the Joker. Like, he paws at the phone and cries and screams and makes me turn on these Joker speeches. Like, and it's like the alter ego, because I can be somewhat of a people pleaser. People are intimidated by me and think I'm some scary person, but really I struggle not to people please. And, zero fucks, right? That's the Joker and the people pleasing. And so it keeps me balanced. Sometimes, listen to that as I'm falling asleep, or now I have to listen to it a lot more because my cat's obsessed with it. I had a dog that used to be obsessed with Criminal Minds. He would bark at the remote. SVU and Criminal Minds. I mean, he would freak out. And if you put cartoons on, he would lose it. Like, he hated cartoons. But he would bark at the remote. He would bite it. He would bring it to you. So you would put that on. He'd, and lay down. And that's my cat right now with the Joker. So, and that's crazy. I was studying forensics when he wanted to watch that. Our animals, they really do speak to us. They really do speak to us. Anyway, I don't even know now. That left me. Of why I was even talking about that. But, so we have the 0 fucks with the last straw. Yeah. This is the only place there's freedom. This is where, sovereignty lives. That's it. My standards are higher. Fuck you. And, the world tells us that we're cruel. You don't. I do it with a smile sometimes. Sometimes I do it with silence. And sometimes I tell you about yourself. It really depends on who you are, what your energy is, and what I feel guided to do with each individual person. So, and that's why I said in the last video, I'm a new person every day. Every day I get new perspective. Every day I learn something else. Every day. And that's the slice. That's the truth. That's that ooey gooey sticking to you. I got some new cards. Self-care. Let's see what these say. So in my travels, I've been picking up decks. I pick up shirts. I don't shop like regular people. I go to places, I have experiences, and I get the clothes. It's funny. On Christmas, was it Christmas? Somewhere around Christmas, I was in South Park, and me and my kid were getting ready to go out to dinner. Yeah, and I came out, and he was just looking at me and went, "You look like you just stepped off a Netflix show or something," like, it was just funny. And I was like, huh, right, because they try so hard to be authentic, right? Like, that's what I'm getting about someone right now. You just came full vision to me. That's what you're struggling with. You're authentically you, but it's not basic. Like, things are flipped right now. And that's the way it's supposed to be. And those are the messages I was getting this morning. This perspective is flipped. Like, the more money you get, the faker you become. Right? But why did you start out in the first place? It was out of authenticity, right? Anyone who has an idea or is talented or is artistic or whatever, they start out in the authenticity. And then when they become something, you start going the other direction, right? Because almost like what choice do you have, right? All right, we get recess. You have the right to change your mind. That's right. That's right. It's like, oh, it won't come in. It's like, have the experience. Make the choices, even if they're mistakes. If anybody, I'm getting so tired of this world seeming like, it is for me. I don't know. This is crazy because I will just observe how others treat others, right? As I enter a new situation or a room or whatever, I will just observe how what's the vibe? What's the, okay, Jenny's late. It's no big deal. Okay, well, that's cool. Like, just, oh God, you can't do that, right? Like, just observe how everybody who already knows everybody treats each other, right? And then be nitpicked, to death, like for the same shit or whatever, or watch, just be an outsider watching a group of people do that to someone else, right? And I just am so tired of that. Just watching it happen to somebody, That's what I'm seeing for you. Wow. I'm sorry. I mean, I didn't do it, but I feel you. I feel you. Oh, yuck. Okay, well, today is a really good day. Ooh. You're in the flow. Problems are solved quickly and easily. Helpful people show up for you, and unexpected gifts fall into your lap. Right. Because this is the hard part. It's continuing to stay in a good intention, or to, not get to a point of anger where you want bad things to happen to other people and things like that. Like, just to keep, everything I could say here sounds cliche, but it's real. To just, there's so many of us that are getting to this last, last straw. And this is where you decide what you're going to give zero fucks about. Because it's the last straw. You have the audacity to give zero fucks now. But what are you going to do it in? I mean, that determines everything. I don't care about bullshit. I don't care about drama. I don't care what Kelly thinks about my shirt. I don't care about if Julie can do this better than me, or I don't care about they're mad because Julie can do it better than them. I don't care about any of that. I just care about solutions. I just care about efficiency. I just care about, and not in a robotic way, in a warm way, in a making sense way for, getting up. And I mean, everybody you talk to says the way their job does things and what their job does doesn't make sense, and we get told that, that's above our pay grade, and so it's above your intelligence, and you don't know, and you just have to keep tolerating things so you can have, bread and milk that are absolutely just scrambling your brain, right? Like, for no other reason than to make you second guess yourself, right? Just a way of doing everyday things in everyday places. The pattern is there. The pattern is there. You are seeing it, yes. Oh, I'm glad. Yeah, that's the worst rude awakening. And a lot of people too will get to a point right now where, what's the point? You got to go through it. I don't know. What gets you out of bed? What's the point? For me, it is like, God, I mean, as long as I'm here on the planet, I'm going to try to leave it better than I found it, but not to my own demise, right? And when it starts feeling like that, I'll change the fucking scenery, right? I'll change everything. And we all have this within us, and I come from a small town where they don't believe that anything is better than the town that they live in, and that traveling around makes you unstable and all these things, and it's never been true. I have more experience. I've seen most of the United States. I've lived a few years in quite a few different places, and really understand the diversity. That's good for us, that because again, you stay in your little town with the people you've always known, you don't grow. today, wow, it's the same card. It's crazy. Today is a really good day. You're in the flow. Problems are solved quickly and easily. Helpful people show up for you, and unexpected gifts fall into your lap. Wow, wow, wow. See? Because if you're sitting around asking for wisdom, and it's so crazy because I kept getting that message, and then I was looking around at other jobs and stuff, and seeing what I could apply for, and outside of just the job I could get right away, and I applied to this one place, and then I kept seeing these other jobs, like, oh yeah, maybe I should apply to that, right? And then today, for some reason, today's Monday, but so yesterday, it's still dark because the sun hasn't come up yet, but yesterday, Sunday, I looked up, because of where I'm at, I thought maybe it's here, maybe there's something here where I don't know a soul, maybe I could meet people, and it wouldn't be such a sore thumb, right? And so I looked up churches for the kindred. And it was this place that I'd already read all this stuff about, and was like, wow, this is amazing, what a cool organization. And then that came up, and I was like, oh wow. So I haven't been in a church in 15 years. It was just this tiny little place that had this huge outreach, like this huge diverse outreach to their community, and they were serious about it, and I just want to help. I was like, this is amazing. I just want to help. And they were like, okay, we'll take you, like, it was cool. And it was pretty monumental. Like, again, if you follow me, I don't have anything to do with organized religion, and not that I judge it or anything. I let everybody have their perspective, but I just have I know there's more. I know there's that, but I also know there's more because I've read it, I've studied it, I've lived it. And so trying to find a family like in that kind of setting that dreams that big, or sees even their God is that big, is as big as I do, I haven't really come by yet. But here, man, yes, the outreach, the vibe, it was nice. Woo! And we got possibilities. Focus your attention on what could go right. When you learn to imagine the best case scenario, you get to enjoy and experience twice. I love it. Wow, that was just so resonant for me. Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, so I'm going to get my perspective cards. Because remember, everything that already is that you didn't create is from someone else's perspective. It doesn't make it wrong or right. It just, you have to understand that, and you have to also have your own perspective, right? And so I like readers that have their own cards. I've been making cards since I was a little girl. All right, so, we got Speak Up, Speak Out. Right, yeah, I was sitting here today, and it's been a minute, but I was told, shh, just be quiet, go do what you gotta do. Because I'm a way shower by doing it, by living it. Yeah. So I got to get through the way to show. And I can't wait to tell you guys where I am and all that, and I will. I'll get there. You know how it is. I came out here in the silence, and that's what it says. Freedom, forgive them in silence. Yeah. Listen to the whispers inside. I forgive everybody. I love everybody. I don't agree with everybody, and I don't let people treat me any kind of way. And when I say I'll just remove myself, people think that's a punishment. No. It's my favorite thing. to go somewhere else, to do something else. Say what I mean what I say, right? Stand on it. This is you. This is what you're doing. And you're getting there. Explore. Yes, explore. You're a natural explorer. People call me a gypsy, but I call myself a gypsy. I am a gypsy, but I'm an explorer. I was thinking, I've been watching a lot of settlers, like from people that came out west and stuff and settled and just throughout history settling all these different places all around the world. And it's like I identify with that, like new frontiers and things like that. And like it really just gets my juices flowing. Providing an alternate inner point of attraction, like breath to the senses to go inward. Right. So that alternate inner point of attraction. It's something that you do. This is what you train yourself to actually do, so that meditation isn't like, it's going on all the time, so that you see a lot more perspective at once. And it's like this, I always call it coring, but it's like this inner part to you, like that whispers inside, yeah, we got that card, like. And it was funny, so I went into that church and that's what their sermon was about. It was about listening to God inside, and I mean, it was so perfect for me. It was just, it's something I just said earlier. Yeah, it was all these things that I had been meditating on, but I meditate like right now. I'm meditating all the time, right? On things. I'm taking things in, I'm processing them, and making space and having the audacity to throw it out if it's rotten, And you don't just wake up like this. It does take discipline and practice. And every time people would say some shit to me about being disciplined, like, oh, you're so disciplined because I'm organized and things like that, I'm like, you have no idea. You have no idea, right? Like, to not just lose it, sometimes. And just be like, that's it. Like me, myself, and Irene and shit, right? Suit up, it's time. Not for that. To show. What is that song? Show 'em who made you. Show 'em who. There's a lot of songs that just went through my head. But anyway, that's the deal, right? That's what we're here to do, and it's not a competition. It's to become magnets for others that have too. And so we don't feel so spread apart. We don't feel so out here on our own. But if you're like me, you're never on your own. It's just a bonus. It's just a bonus. It's just a bonus to walk in a room full of God, right? Most Christians pray that people see the God in them, They see the Christ-like in them, right? A lot of people want to be seen for that purity, for that grace, for that, all those things, to be the good person, right? It's not what you think it is. I just want to see God in others, like living, able to reach out the arms, with the unconditional love, like it's alive in them, right? So when people say NPCs, it's because it's not that it's dead, it's just so dim, and it's up to them to wake it up, right? And be that body of Christ, right? 6 months to a year, Dharma. Oh, see? It just takes some time. Not even that much time. And time isn't real anyway. I'm here to tell you. I'm here to show you. I don't care how old you are. It's not an excuse. Nothing in the middle. Oh, right where you need to be and talk to Source. I just said all that. And then we got less than 6 months. So we're looking at right at around the 6-month mark. All right. Well, that's great news. That sounds like a great new year for you. Yeah, you're going to experience things you haven't ever experienced. On a level that you've never experienced. I know you hear this a lot with these readings, but I mean, if this message is for you, if it resonated, then welcome. Welcome to the new frontier, my friends. And remember, when you have to go, when you have to remove yourself, when you have to tell somebody about stuff, when you have to just, be balanced and reasonable, even based on, I see that for you, like, what's reasonable? Well, I mean, based on whatever circle you're in and is crammed down your throat, and then it's like you act on that, and then they tell you or they try to make you see yourself differently, like you're being unreasonable. So it's just part of it. It's staying solid in that moment and listening to that whisper inside. Do I stay or do I go now? Da, 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 da. Do I tell them they're a jerk or not now? Da, 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 da. Right? What do you do? What do you do? Follow that guidance, and you'll never have what I say in that other video. The fire will be around you, and it might make you feel warm, but you ain't gonna get burnt. No, not if you want to grow. Not if you really want to grow. Be part of the solution. But remember, not everything's your fault. Not everything's your fault. And you are loved. And that's why I love you too. I'll see you soon.